So today, 25th of November 2024, this is the Supplier Management Lecture, NBW7. Today we are going to talk about negotiation and contract management. With suppliers. Okay. So we will explore 5 points. The first one is negotiation strategies in supplier relationships. Second one, key elements of supplier contracts. Third one is contract monitoring and compliance. Fourth is renegotiation and conflict resolution. And the fifth is the role of technology in contract management. Okay? So I hope you find this interesting. It's important to know the theory. More important is to know the practical side. So for that you need experience. Okay, so negotiation strategies in supplier relationships. Okay, it's a core skill for supplier management. Okay, enabling organizations to secure favorable terms. While fostering collaborative relationships. Okay, so it requires several parts, several aspects need to be taken care of. The first one is preparation. This is the most relevant aspect, I guess. Or let's say, let me paint it like this. The preparation is key, okay, when dealing with suppliers. So the first thing, or any negotiation, first thing is you need to understand your objectives. So clearly define what you want to achieve. Let's call it cost reduction or quality improvement or improve lead time. Whatever you want to achieve, okay? The second thing that is important when you're preparing your negotiation is analyze the supplier's position. So analyze their goal, research the supplier's financial health, the market position, and dependency on your business. So if you are their only customer, you can make some more pressure. Okay. The third thing you need to look for is identify trade-offs. Okay, so determine areas where you are willing to compromise, and those that you're not, okay? And those where you cannot. For instance, quality is not a compromise thing, okay? Price might be some compromise stuff, but quality is non-negotiable. And then assess market conditions. Okay, so understanding market dynamics, supplier, such as supplier competition, might be relevant, or material availability, okay, might give you some strength when you're preparing for your negotiation. Okay, so this is the preparation of the negotiation. Any questions? The second point when you're doing a negotiation with your supplier is to use the appropriate negotiation technique. Okay. Common approaches could be to look for a win-win negotiation. So the strategy focuses on creating mutual value by finding solutions that benefit both parties. Okay. Or another common strategy is anchor setting. Okay. So in price negotiations, setting the initial offer, anchor can influence the final agreement. Okay, so the anchor should be aggressive, but reasonable. If you set up a very low anchor, the guy might just go without talking to you, okay? So the third strategy is called BATNA. This is transformed as best alternative to a negotiated agreement. It's also called the Harvard method of negotiation. So knowing your BATNA strengthens your position. By ensuring you have alternatives if the negotiation fails. Okay. The party with the strongest BATNA wins the negotiation. Okay. So imagine an example. Ukraine against Russia. If they negotiate now a peace treaty, the fact that Trump won the elections in the US gives Russia a stronger BATNA. Okay, so if they don't agree to achieve peace, Russia is stronger, is bigger, it has more demographics, can hold the war longer time. So the weaker party, the Ukraine side, has a weaker BATNA. Okay. So this concept of BATNA is very important. You should look into it while you are studying the topic. Okay. So and then there is one fourth strategy, which is called bundling. Okay. So negotiating multiple aspects, not only price or quality, but many at the same time. Lead time, payment terms, quality, I don't know, whatever, together can lead to trade-offs that satisfy both parties. Okay. So when you study, as I said, please go and search for win-win agreement or examples. So I might ask you for examples in the exam, okay? Not only the theory, but examples. Give an example of a bundle negotiation, or give an example of a bundling negotiation. And then you give me some examples, okay? So, any questions so far? No? I mean, this is pretty straight up stuff, no math involved, so I hope you're happy. So, second part of the lecture is the key elements of supplier contracts. Okay. So once you have agreed on the terms, you need to formalize them into the contract to reduce ambiguity and reduce risk, protect both parties. Okay. So the first 2.1 are essential components of supplier contracts. Should include following elements: scope of work, or SOW, okay? Clearly define the goods or services to be provided, including specifications, specs, quantities, and quality standards. Remember, this comma is called the Oxford comma, means that the list is not closed, okay? Remember that. B, pricing and payment terms. So outline the agreed upon pricing structure, including volume discounts, penalties, or incentives. Specify payment terms, such as net 30 I will pay you in 30 days, or net 60, I will pay you in 60 days or whatever. Okay, so C, delivery terms, define lead times, delivery schedules, and responsibility for shipping costs and risks. Okay. D, quality standards, and inspection, include provisions for quality checks, defect handling, and returns. Okay. E, confidentiality and intellectual property. Or IP. So protect sensitive information and specify ownership of any IP developed during the relationship okay, and then F, dispute resolution, outline mechanisms for resolving conflicts such as mediation or arbitration. So if you sign a contract in Germany, you always need to say, well, if there is a dispute, the law of the land is in Germany and stuff like that, right? So any questions so far? Are we cool? questions? Okay. Well then, once you have your negotiations set, you have your scope, you have your contract in place, you need to have a contract monitoring system. This is especially important if you do business outside of your comfort zone. Let's say if you are doing business in China, gonna be a big deal, okay? Because sometimes people sign a contract, but they don't follow up with the contract. They do whatever the fuck they want, okay? So you need to be careful. Do not trust. Have it tracked by your lawyers always, okay? So 3.1 is tracking key metrics. This is important. So to monitor supplier performance, organizations should track metrics related to the contract, okay, like on time, delivery rate, or some KPIs, okay, just 3 or 4 examples: defect rate, price variance, volume commitment, okay. So this is the KPIs. I mean, there are many. There are like any KPI that you're wanting to track, and then you need to have some tools for contract monitoring. So you want to have some business intelligence applied. Tools for contract monitoring. We will talk about this in the next lecture. So you want to have some contract management software, business intelligence software, that automates the tracking process, providing real-time insights, okay, into supplier performance, and flagging potential issues. Okay, so we will talk about this later on. Next lecture, we will talk about business intelligence in this concept in this context of supplier management. Okay, I mean, not a lot to tell now about it, just that you need some KPIs that you have set up into your contract, and in these key elements of the contract should also be described in the scope of a value, SOW, clearly define the goods and services and how to measure quantity and quality, and here you need something to measure that. Okay, that's point number 3. Any questions on that? No questions. Okay, Margarita, Olena, Kaya, what about Bogi? Hello? Bogi, you still there? Or everything's good? Still awake? All right, so let's go for number 4, okay? We are looking for, the 4th point is renegotiation. Renegotiation. And conflict resolution. So things change, and sometimes this is unavoidable. Relationships are dynamic. Relationships change, circumstances change, and sometimes you need to renegotiate. Nobody wants a supplier that loses money forever, because then supplier dies and you don't have a relationship. So when to renegotiate, it's an important thing to know. Okay. So contracts should be renegotiated when market conditions change, so for instance, price fluctuations or supply shortages, okay, may require adjustment. B, performance issues arise. Your supplier is not delivering. So chronic delays or quality problems. Arise may necessitate stricter terms. Okay, and it's your role as a supplier management to be the bad guy and call it a day, okay? And then C, so business needs evolve. So changes in demand or strategy require modifications. to order quantities, or delivery schedules. Okay, if you don't need the product anymore, or you need more product, or you need less product, you can renegotiate the price. Whenever you are changing the terms, prepare for a higher price. Okay, so whatever the reason. So 4.2. How to resolve conflicts, conflict resolution, strategies. So there are many ways to deal with it. Common sense is not very common usage, but you can say open communication, usually good, addressing issues promptly and transparently, addressing issues promptly might avoid escalation. Okay. But having too high level of transparency might also bring you into problems. So there is a middle way. Okay. So third-party mediation is also a strategy. Engaging an impartial mediator. Helps resolve disputes. Objectively. And see escalation clauses. So contracts can include escalation procedures, include escalation procedures in the contract. As I said, this can help where things are, this is called arbitration. This can help, but as long as people stick to the contract. If there are people that do not stick to the contract, you might have a bigger problem. Okay, so I have had this experience when dealing with Chinese suppliers or customers, even me being the supplier, and the thing ended up pretty nasty. Okay, so business is a jungle. That's why, yeah, especially when things are not very well. I mean, when companies are booming and the economy is booming, everything's great. Whenever problems arise, everybody gets their weapons out and starts shooting everywhere. Okay, so be aware. Any questions on this? No? Kaya, Olena, Leonie. I need response from everybody. Buggy, okay, good. So the last point from today's lecture is the role of technology in contract management. Okay, so I know you're not very fond to this, but I mean, there is no way to avoid it. There are certain issues you need to be aware of. Okay, the first one is CLM, which is contract lifecycle management. CLM software. Okay, so these tools automate CLM software automate the entire contract life cycle from drafting to renewal. Okay, if you include some AI, generative AI in the loop, then you can even get your computer to draft the contract and negotiate the contract with a chatbot for you. Okay, so this is big thing going on right now. You can get some bucks if you pre-program some generative AI that can deal with your contracts. Okay, so but also you can get centralized storage. Okay, so all contracts are stored in a searchable database. This is actually compulsory right now for companies in the European Union. Okay, you need to do it until January 31st of 2025. All contracts need to be centralized storage. Okay, no way to from a volume above 1 million euro you need to do it. So you need to have automated alerts. Okay, so notifications for key data sets. Such as deadlines, or milestones, can be automized. And see, you can have performance dashboards. Okay, so you have real-time data. From your supplier. On supplier performance. Yeah. Supporting supporting decision making. You can also have some generative AI that supports the drafting and negotiation of your contract terms. This is, as I said, a big deal right now. It's a business, okay? It's a business model. All right, so that's pretty cool. And then 5.2. The last point today is blockchain for smart contracts. Okay, so blockchain technology enables the creation of smart contracts and self-executing agreements where terms are enforced automatically for instance, for example, a smart contract could automatically release payment to a supplier once a delivery is verified. Reducing delays and disputes. Okay, so you can get your contract to take action upon the process itself. Okay, I mean, there are many ways to do it. Blockchain actually helps you make everything safer, nobody can manipulate the contract without being noticed and stuff like that. Okay. All right, so any questions on the topic? You're cool. Make sure, please, okay, make sure you Google a little bit on examples on all this material, okay? When I ask this, and I probably will ask about this, I will not only ask about what I said, but I will ask, okay, now give me some examples, okay? And that is going to be part of the evaluation.